All right, welcome back. So, if you've been following these videos, the intent of these videos are for parents that have young kids and multiple kids that want to actually play together on a Minecraft server to kind of walk you through, or it could be for maybe a older child that you just want to kind of get some technology experience. So, where we've been is when I did this, and I only got familiar with Minecraft maybe 4 months ago, and I was not familiar with that at all. I didn't realize there was a server instance that you could install yourself. So I put it on a really old laptop, and that way my kids, I have four between age 6 and 12, that they could then play together. And there's some little tweaks that you'll see that I do that are specifically for parents who have younger kids, because sometimes it can be a little frustrating. So, where we left off is I just set up Linux. It's not as difficult as it seems. And what you see here is VirtualBox, which is sort of like what happened when I set up my actual desktop laptop. At this point, I didn't actually interface. I didn't actually touch on a keyboard attached to that laptop. What I ended up doing, based on what we just showed in the last video, is I ended up remoting into it. And that way you can put this in a closet, you can put it downstairs if you have a basement, or wherever you have an internet connection. And the key is, I'll redo this. So in this case, it was all we needed to do is find the IP address. And in this case, it was 192.168.11.146, which is what we have here in PuTTY, which is a free set of software. So let me get rid of that. Perfect. So let's go ahead and remote in. Now, this is the reason we did a normal user. So remember, we had root, which is like an administrative or super user, and then we had this user. And you can set it up as anything you want. This is just the one that I am because that's the YouTube channel. And then we set up a password when we initially did it. Last time, in last video, we set up something called sudo. So the way sudo works is you type in sudo and a command, and then you put in your password. And you're part of the super user group. So you can see we have VirtualBox, we have Chrome. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this over here. All right, so I've now shown that and last time I showed you clear, which is it's pretty easy, and it's just to clear the window. So what I'm going to do, sudo apt-get install, and you can put a number of things here. This is what you want to install. wget, zip, unzip, screen, bash, up, nano, curl. Now, if you're familiar, so you can see it goes through, it says bash, grep, nano, wget is already installed. Great. So we're going to hit a a yes to install the rest of them. In the last video, when we installed the system utilities, some of those were already installed. So that's great. But if you're using something other than Debian and you go through a different process, then those are the things that you need to actually look at. Now, So those are the base type of application. So let's do sudo app cache. So here's how you look for things. App cache, sorry. Search OpenJDK. So Minecraft is a Java-based application. OpenJDK is Java Development Kit. The star only just shows what types of things are there. We're looking for this one, OpenJDK 11 JDK headless. Headless just means not a graphical interface. So when I was looking through all the different videos, they would tell me to do a certain type of, so that's sudo, a certain type of Java. Well, that was old. So what I thought of doing was, well, why don't we look for what is current and then install that? So for instance, when I was looking through all the internet stuff, when I was trying to figure all this out for my kids, it was JDK 8. Well, those were no longer available. So in this case, we're going to do sudo. So we're super user. We're going to do the package manager, which is the update service. We just found that JDK, that's the name, JDK headless. Oop, and of course I misspelled. JDK install. Don't forget that one. And then it goes through and finds it, and you say, yes, that's what I want to install. And what's nice about Linux is it finds the package that you want to install and all its dependencies, all the things that need to be installed in order for it to run. So if you're watching this 4 years from now or 3 years from now, if you do app cache search OpenJDK star, then what you'll find is whatever's current then. If you're in 2020, like I am right now, April 2020, it just so happens to be OpenJDK 11 is what is current. So I found that to be more efficient from finding out what's there and what's not from what I could find on other videos. All right, so it's going through, it's downloading, and we're going to go ahead and it'll take some time depending on where you were and where you are. All right, we're back, and OpenJDK is installed. And the way you figure out what you have is called Java 2 dashes and version. Okay, so let's do that again. And so we see OpenJDK 11 is installed. And that's where we'll stop this video. In next video, we will specifically look at all the little things that need to configure for Minecraft. This was just setting up and configuring Linux for Minecraft.